Hi everyone, I'm Tina from Angel's Morning Call.
Hi everyone, I'm Maxine.
In Angel's Morning Call, Master Ryuho Okawa gives us the universal teachings of Buddha's truth in an easy-to-understand way.
Yes, I love Master Okawa's teachings.
Me too. So far, we have learned about the spiritual world we will return to after death. We are souls living in physical bodies, and the spiritual world is our true home. We spend much more time living in the spiritual world, and this physical world is like a school, which is for refining our souls. So that makes death seem like a graduation from this world.
Watching the episodes of Angel's Morning Call, I have completely changed my image of death. It's not something to be afraid of because it's a return to the true home of our souls. And since I was born to train my soul, I want to live my life to the fullest and leave with no regrets to the other world. Knowing the spiritual truth makes me feel so positive about my life.
That's amazing. Yes, and today we will learn about the secret of reincarnation. I heard that we have a life plan. Isn't it interesting? Then let's watch Master Okawa's lecture.
After studying the system of reincarnation minutely, I have found that before coming to this world, human beings clearly determine the theme of their soul training in this lifetime. After having experienced several lives on earth, if one has failed to overcome a certain problem, he will be tested again under similar or quite opposite circumstances to see whether or not he can resolve the problem. In principle, male souls reincarnate as males, while female souls reincarnate as females. However, I have ascertained that at times the sexes change. We may be born as a king at one time and as a beggar at another. However, no matter what the circumstances we live in, we should never forget that every situation is prepared for our soul's training. In the last 2,000 years of your life, you have reincarnated at least 5 times. People who are on short cycles may be reborn every 50 years or even every 10 or 20 years. This may sound like an old tale, but it is true that human beings have numerous reincarnations. The result of your present life determines what kind of life you will have next time.
Wonderful. Thank you, Master Okawa. We have eternal life. Even though our physical body dies, our souls continue to live and go through reincarnation between this world and the next. When we're born on earth, Master Okawa said, we have clearly determined the theme of our soul training in this lifetime.
We forget all our memories in the afterlife, and when we are born, we become babies and start from zero. But each person comes onto this earth with a set of life challenges.
Yes, and Master Okawa said this in the lecture today, in Secrets of the Spirit World. After having experienced several lives on earth, if one has failed to overcome a certain problem, he will be tested again under similar or quite opposite circumstances to see whether or not he can resolve the problem. Well, I think with this kind of outlook, it's really encouraging whenever you encounter difficulties.
Yes, Master Okawa teaches that life is a workbook of problems to be solved. This is so encouraging to remember because when I encounter hardships and difficulties, I feel so encouraged and by this phrase. I had an experience in university where I had trouble performing in music school. I was questioning my self-worth and I had a hard time concentrating. But this phrase was able to help me take on the challenge, and I could think, I have a life plan before I was born, including this challenge. And life is a workbook of problems to be solved, so I can.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great, Maxine.
When we have an understanding of reincarnation, we have less impatience with time. We knowing that we can live eternally and improve gradually. So I think this helps us to live with a very generous heart for ourselves and for other people. When you think of the people around you, you can think everyone has their own problem that they're going through and working on, and they are trying their best in their soul training. So you can feel more tolerant with others.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Everyone is going through their own workbook. That's right. Yes, well, I love it that in Master Okawa's teachings, we can find the answers to our problems. We can find the answers to our questions like, where do we come from? And where will we go back to? And why are we born?
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Today we learn Master Okawa's lecture from this book. This booklet reveals many secrets. We hope you can read it.
And in our next episode of Angel's Morning Call, please look forward to a very special topic, the spiritual secrets of pregnancy and childbirth.
Wow.
See you next time.